Good November morning here on Atlantic Canada Cooks. It's Michelle Alcorn here with my mom.
With a chill in the air.
With a chill in the air. Can you imagine? It's November 3rd. And today is a big day in North America, a few other countries in the world, because our time zone changed today. So we fall back an hour. So actually, we got an extra hour of sleep last night.
Yeah.
But somehow nobody told my body that because I was still awake at the normal time. But you know what? What a great way to wake up. We're going to talk about sandwiches. And what a global topic to have. It is National Sandwich Day across North America. And so Mom and I are preparing a few of kind of favorite sandwiches that you will commonly see here in Atlantic Canada on menus. You'll see them. We've got a lot of sandwich shops and a lot of places, and you'll be able to get a variety of different sandwiches. And it's interesting. I don't eat a lot of fast food, as we call it, but guess what? Subway sandwich artist. And I see Subways all over the world. So today, Mom and I are going to be sandwich artists. So what's on our menu? We're going to get started off with a grilled barbecue flavored chicken sandwich. And I see Shinobu coming in there from Japan. Good morning, Shinobu.
Good morning.
And good evening for her. We love that. She comes to visit us and ends her Sunday dreaming about great food. So we're going to do that grilled chicken sandwich. So we've got our chicken here ready to go. We're going to season that and get that in the pan here in a few minutes. We're going to do a sandwich that's fun. It's called a Dagwood sandwich. And we're going to put a little link on that. That was a cartoon from the 1930s. And the cartoon was called Blondie, which is funny because I'm blonde. And Dagwood was married to Blondie. And he liked to make the craziest sandwiches where he just put everything in it. And you'll actually see these sandwiches on menus in different restaurants. Very fun. We're going to talk about, are you ready? I've been saying this to my other friends. We're going to have a peanut butter and banana sandwich. This is one of my favorite comfort foods. It'll be breakfast. It's a great one to have. My mom's going to talk about grilled cheese sandwiches. There are entire food trucks here that do nothing but sell grilled cheese sandwiches, which is super exciting. It is a favorite. We've been growing up since we were kids, enjoying grilled cheese sandwiches, usually like a grilled cheese sandwich in a bowl of tomato soup or something.
Right on.
Right.
It's standard.
It's a standard. But my mom's over time, Helen has experimented with that grilled cheese sandwich, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And a traditional cucumber sandwich, which, to be honest with you, is one of my favorite things to have. It's very much an influence from England in the tea sandwiches with some cucumbers. And maybe we'll talk a bit about a Western sandwich. But Mom, if you want to get that burner on,
I have it.
hey, look at that. She's so fast. She knows we're going to get that burner warmed up. But with good sandwiches comes good bread. And I really love this bread. It's from Copem Bakery here in Moncton. And it's a beautiful sourdough bread. I've made bread bowls out of it, but we've got this one thinly sliced, perfect for our sandwiches today. So we're going to set this over here. What I've already done with the chicken, and I want to show everybody, is I have taken my meat tenderizer and I've pounded the chicken out. So I laid my chicken thighs out, and then I take the meat tenderizer and tenderize them. And I'm going to hold this one up because I think you're going to be able to see the marks in it, but where it was tenderized here. And why that is now my chicken is nice and flat and even. And it's going to take the flavor of the seasoning I'm going to put on it very quickly. So you can get different type of meat tenderizers. I used the side of this that has the bigger marks on it. And then it just takes a few seconds to pound them out, but it's pretty loud. So I saved that and did that just before. That's clean, Mom, if you don't mind, set that behind you. So I'm just going to arrange these on my plate here nice and evenly. And we're going to put a little bit of nice seasoning because this is the chicken that we're going to use to go inside what I'm calling like a barbecue chicken Caesar salad sandwich. So I've laid all the chicken out nice and flat in my bowl. And this is because I want to get seasoning on all parts. So we're going to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. It's always a good idea to start your seasoning with a little bit of salt and pepper, and it gets onto the meat and it keeps your seasoning good. I love garlic, so we're going to add just a little bit of extra garlic powder to this because I really want that extra garlicky flavor. And I've got my Baker Rub and Smoke mix, and I've used this before, so hi to the guys up in Baker Lake, New Brunswick. We love this rub. Mom and I have been eating this on everything, to be honest with you, and quite enjoying it. And it tastes really good when you marinate overnight, but it is also delicious for some of these shorter seasonings. So I don't need a lot, and I take about a tablespoon. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sprinkle that across my chicken that, again, I pounded out. There we go. Looks perfect. Actually, that was lots. And you'll see where I've just got that beautiful seasoning all around it. So we're going to flip these over. And Mom's got some olive oil in the pan. These are going to cook really quickly. So what we're going to try to do is do about maybe 2 minutes per side, and then Mom's just going to check them. So they won't take very long to cook, which is nice when you have flattened that meat out. Here we go. We flipped it over. And we're going to repeat that. A little bit of salt, some fresh ground pepper. And of course, we're going to repeat that extra little tiny bit of garlic powder that's going to go across. Stephen put quite a good amount of garlic powder in here, but there's paprika and other amazing spice. And again, I'm just going to give this a little coating on the other side. And that's going to give that barbecue, because we're not actually barbecuing the chicken right now. But what I love about this is it gives that great barbecue flavor. So there we have it. So those pretty much are going to be ready to go on the grill, which Mom's got behind. And a reminder, everybody, always make sure you're using a nice hot pan when you want to sear and grill your meat, because not only does it cook great, but it seals all that flavor in. So they smell amazing. So we're going to pass this back to you, Mom. You got tongs? I can give you that fork too. She's got her tongs. So while Mom's grilling that chicken, we're going to get together. I've got a really nice, and I'm using a little small bun, but it's going to fit that piece of chicken perfectly. And we're going to get this bun opened up, nice, fresh, soft. And what sometimes I do, and I'm going to do this today, is I'm going to take a little bit of the bun off the top. This is really a neat trick. And I'm going to keep this bread. I'll eat it after. Never throw out your bread. Always good to keep your bread. You're not going to eat it. The birds will. There we go. Now look, I have a bunch of extra space and still a flat bottom. This way, when I stuff my sandwich, you're going to get everything in there. Trust me, you'll start making your sandwiches at home this way. We're going to set this off to the side. And what I'm going to do with her chicken, and I'm just going to put at least a minute on that timer. I'm making, I like chicken Caesar salad is a wonderful flavor combination together. So I've got some beautiful lettuce here, throwing the lettuce around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Caesar salad dressing. Now, I am going to do a little bit of a cheat move because I already bought Caesar salad dressing. On other shows, we've made it. Caesar salad dressing is wonderful to make. But you can get a nice store-bought one. And remember, they already have that beautiful garlic flavor that's in. And we're just going to toss this up so we can get that flavor around the lettuce. And this is the lettuce that's going to go on to the sandwich with our chicken to make this into sort of like, as we say, a chicken Caesar salad mixture. So there, which is interesting because in classic Caesar salad, there would be croutons. So that would be bread, croutons. Well, in our sandwich, it's made of bread. So that's like our crouton and the chicken. Here we go. So we have our beautiful Caesar salad tossed together. So we're going to set that here. Oh, those smell so good, Mom.
They do.
So Mom's getting that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my bun ready. Here, and you can toast the bun if you would like, or you can just leave it as is. I have put some dressing on the lettuce. And then, of course, there's seasoning on this. I'm going to take a little bit of mayonnaise. And I'm going to put that on our bun. And I'm just going to take a knife and put this mayonnaise around it. And I want to show you how fast this is to make. Remember, we've got the middle part. Mayonnaise just gives a little bit of moisture. I'm not going to add any extra salt or pepper because we seasoned the salad and we've seasoned the meat. So I think those are just going to take a couple of minutes. So when I stuff this, we're going to take that beautiful Caesar salad and we're going to put that. You're going to see how clever this is. That salad, see, flattens out and just tucks into the top where we remove the bread.
It has its own bowl.
It has its own bowl. Exactly, Mom. So true. I put an extra leaf in there. So we've got that Caesar salad. Usually in Caesar salad, we use some Parmesan cheese. But today I'm going to use a little bit. I would sprinkle some Parmesan cheese here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of pieces of this beautiful smoked Gouda, which I think is going to taste delicious. Cheese stuck with cheese. And I'm putting that right on this side. And the reason why is we're going to put the hot chicken on top of the cheese. And that's going to let that nicely melt together. So I'm going to set this here. I'm going to pass Mom back. See, we've got our salad and our cheese and our bun. And Mom's going to add that chicken in just a few minutes.
Oh, okay.
We'll let the chicken make sure it's fully cooked.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll just need
Have it
one of
cut.
them and I'll cut it in half. Perfect. They smell delicious, Mom.
They
Mm.
do.
Smells really good behind us. So Mom's going to get that out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show that beautiful sandwich here in a couple of minutes. Because the chicken is really hot, we're going to let that sit for maybe 60 seconds, 2 minutes, just to let it cool a tiny bit before we put it on the bun. So I love this sourdough bread. I'm going to get 2 pieces out. Set that there. Smells amazing. Look how big those pieces are. So what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to cut a piece in half so that I can make a really nice half a sandwich. Here we go. So now I've got a perfect size. And often, you know, here we do a lot of, I like to have sandwich and soup, sandwich and a salad. Any one of those combinations are beautiful together. And or chips. Many times you go to a restaurant and you get some really nice chips. So we can use some of our favorite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the two half slices that match perfect. I always say, remember when your bread is cut in different shapes to match your sides. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get our cucumber sandwich together while we wait for this one. Here.
You want this?
Mom's got it all done. Look at that. We're going to interrupt our cucumber sandwich. Oh, that looks
That was a baby
amazing.
piece that fell off.
A baby piece that fell off. Look at that. So because of the little piece of chicken that fell off. Wow. Very delicious. You'll see how quickly that cooked. As remember, we pounded out and tenderized the chicken. So there's our piece of chicken all cooked. All that beautiful seasoning on it. There we go. And we're going to put that right on that sandwich. And then we're going to have our beautiful chicken Caesar sandwich. And now when I close that up, look how perfectly that tucks in. Shinobu's even giving me a hand clap. That is clever. This would be very good in a banh mi sandwich as well, which is one of my favorite sandwiches to have. But we're going to set that aside for my mom to enjoy. That looks so delicious. Perfect. So I'm just going to get my kitchen towel here. So now I have the chicken for my taste test on my hand. Okay.
Want to see the rest of the chicken?
There we go. Thanks, Mom.
Plate's a little dirty, but
Look how beautiful that cooked up. No, nice job,
it
Mom.
smells delicious.
Smells amazing. It tastes amazing. I did a taste test.
Oh,
So we're going to do a cucumber sandwich, and right afterwards, Mom, we're going to get you to do your grilled cheese.
oh,
So sandwich number one done. So one of the things I like about the delicate part of a cucumber sandwich is, first of all, cucumbers are so fresh and they're delicious. And I just like, you don't even really need anything extra because of the crispy freshness of a cucumber. But what I'm going to do is I've got my bread here and just got a little bit of butter, and I'm just going to put, and I'm always particular, I need to make sure I get a little bit of butter on all the edges. So when I was younger, I would often come home and say, Mom, make me a cucumber sandwich. And then they were quite easy to learn to make. So, and if you haven't eaten this combination and you like cucumbers, please try it. Next thing that we're going to add is a little bit of mayonnaise. And I say these are commonly, if there's gatherings or you're with your seniors group or different things, you'll often have cucumber sandwiches with tea even. Right, Mom? I think that's a bit of a British influence.
it is.
Oftentimes they would cut the crust off.
Yes.
To make them a little fancier, but we're gonna keep all of it with our cucumber sandwiches. So I'm putting a good layer of mayonnaise on that. You see, across both sides of my bread. And I poured some nice cracked pepper and some salt. Will be great. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these cucumbers. Now these are baby. So you can use a big cucumber, it wouldn't matter. But because these are a baby cucumber, I'm going to leave the skins on. It's very healthy for you to leave those on as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these just as a bit of an angle to go into the sandwich in a nice thin cut. I like to make sure I cut the cucumbers fairly thin because it's going to sound funny, but the cucumbers are slippery in your sandwich. And if the cucumbers are too big, while you're eating your sandwich, they literally will slide out of the sandwich. So try to cut those cucumbers thin, and then your sandwich will stay together a little bit better. I think I see Joan in there too. I'm sure she's eaten many a cucumber sandwich. And I know Joan used to grow a lot of cucumbers, right?
You did.
I'm going to taste test the cucumber. It's perfect. So we've got our bread. And as you see, these little cucumbers are actually a perfect size to put on this bread. And by the way, remember, cucumbers is the only thing going into the sandwich. So put a nice layer of cucumber so you really get to enjoy all the benefit of that entire sandwich. I'm switching sizes. I'm taking the smaller one and putting the bigger one on. And we're going to put the top in that. Look, they're already sliding out. Perfect. And there you have a perfect cucumber sandwich. The bread is great toasted on these as well. But when you have a really nice fresh loaf of bread, like this sourdough bread that we have, it's nice to use it plain. But these cucumber sandwich taste just as good when they are toasted, right? But I do particularly love this sandwich fresh with the fresh bread. Right, I cut that in half and you can have a look at the beautiful colors in there. So I love that. Mom, you want to grab a little plate behind you? I'm going to set this one on. I'm going to get a few things ready for my Dagwood sandwich, but we're going to get perfect, Mom. Or the white one. We're going to come up and we're going to get Mom to talk a bit about grilled cheese sandwiches and what her favorites are. Put that here. Put an extra cucumber beside it. Good morning. I see Holly zooming in. We love seeing all of our favorite fans. So we're going to set that. I'm excited to eat the cucumber sandwich.
With pickle too.
With a pickle. Pickles are going to go in my Dagwood sandwich. Don't worry. There's pickles coming to the party. So, Mom, let's talk a bit about grilled cheese. I'm going to get you another piece of this bread to use for the grilled cheese. And, you know, sometimes when you bake a loaf of bread. Hello. This one had a few air bubbles on the inside. So let me just, oh, there we go. I had to reach one more further in because we certainly don't want air bubbles to leak the cheese out.
The cheese alone.
The cheese. We got to protect the cheese. So we're going to do this and make this perfect for you. So you can have this part and this part. No holes.
Ooh, I don't need 3 pieces. I'm going to do triple dip.
Mom, you're just using these two.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we're going to get her started off with her 2 pieces. So we want those to match perfectly.
Yeah.
So there's this. And I'm going to cut your apple up when you start telling them what you're doing. And I've got you 2 kinds of cheese.
Okay. Well, first, a lot of people butter the inside. And if you like the extra butter, fine. I don't. I always butter the outside.
Why butter the outside?
Well, because you have to fry it in the frying pan to make it nice and crispy. So first off, we'll put some cheese.
Do you want to put the butter on the outside first?
No.
Okay. It's her sandwich. I'm just the sidekick in this one. So I'm going to take a little bit of the peeling off this particular apple. We love using a Granny Smith apple, but today we're going to use a red, delicious apple. And just because we want the fresh apple and the skin sometimes can be tough. And I'm going to get you, so show them your,
I have my cheese on here.
She made it into stripes.
I mean, well, it was cut that way.
It's a good way
Doesn't
to
make
do it.
any difference.
It'll make
This is nice cheddar cheese and smoked Gouda.
Gouda.
And it's so good hot. That smoked Gouda tastes so good.
Everything is better with Gouda.
Yes, it is. Now, you slice your apples nice and thin, so you just put them on. And usually I don't even peel them because I slice them nice and thin. There you go. Guess that's good. There.
Mm-hmm.
There's nice thin slices of apples on top of the cheese.
Are you going to do 2 layers of cheese? Because I think you should.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to put cheese, apples, cheese.
Yeah, now that's a grilled cheese.
Now so this is what we're talking about. And I love that Mom is layering the 2 together because when we eat that, remember that's a smoked Gouda and a regular cheddar.
Yeah.
It's going to really take those beautiful flavors through that.
There
you go.
There you go. Now I'm going to put the top on. Now I will butter.
Okay.
The butter.
Right in front of you. So I'm just going to show everybody, we've got it here all together. So Mom is going to put the butter on the outside, because remember, we're going to grill this in a frying pan, low and slow, because we want to toast the bread, but the goal is to melt that cheese. I have a feeling Mom just exited.
No, I had my
Oh,
frying pan.
burner. Good call.
Yeah.
So we're going to set this down. So Mom's going to put a nice thin layer of butter on both sides, right? This is going to be so good, Mom, because you doubled up on that cheese. Here we go. I love these sandwiches because do you notice that there's no extra mayonnaise or other condiments?
No.
Really the melty cheese and then that beautiful apple on the inside is really what's going to make it amazing.
Well, I normally flip this on the frying pan or my grill, and then I butter the other half because in the other way, the butter doesn't get all over my hands.
So, and remember, we didn't put any butter in the pan.
No.
Because the bread is buttered.
That's right.
All right, so while I'm going to carry it over for you.
Oh, I got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to show them if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
We're having a debate over a sandwich. It would be real though. We would fight over who's getting the grilled cheese. This side is buttered, and Mom's going to put that side down in the pan, and then she's going to butter the other side while it's in the frying pan. So I'm going to, you probably would do better at this than me. We're going to do this whole little,
There you go.
there. Thanks. So while Mom's cooking that, and I think you can almost taste the flavor. I hope that you'll look at putting apple and cheese together. Do you know, growing up here, oftentimes my grandfather, Alcorn, he would always love to have like sharp cheddar cheese while he was eating his apple.
Yeah.
Or right, the sharp cheddar cheese with his piece of apple pie.
Yeah.
And both my grandfathers would do that. So, but you know, I don't think we always think about how amazing those combinations are together. So speaking of amazing combinations, we also have a few sauces that we're working with today. And we've got our Dunn barbecue sauce. And I want to say thanks to Erica from Dunn. And this is the new spicy version. Very excited. I did taste test it yesterday at the Moncton Farmers Market, and it's absolutely amazing. We love the consistency in this particular sauce. It's great to use as a dip, but it's also going to be delicious, and we can top off that barbecue chicken sandwich with some added sauce. But this is also a great dip to use with other sandwiches or other different types of condiments on it. I'm going to use a little bit of this in my Dagwood sandwich. Because the thing about these Dagwood sandwiches, which is I'm going to make now, is this particular sandwich is many layers of different types of food, vegetables and meats that are going to go in it, but it has some different condiments. So it's kind of meant to be that little bit crazy sandwich. But I will tell you, I don't make them as much now, but when I was growing up, my father and I love to make these together. So I'm going to get a plate out because I need to get my bottom piece of bread. And then we've got our top piece of bread here. So we're going to start with our piece of bread right on the plate. And I'm going to put a little bit of mustard to start off my sandwich. And I will tell you, I'm using a garlic mustard. And thank you to our great friends at Atlantic Mustard Mill. I love their products. These products are made in Prince Edward Island, or as we would say here, PEI. And these are some of the best products ever. I love the smell of this.
Oh, is that ever?
So good.
Nice.
It's a nice thick mustard. You can see that's a little bit of juice dripping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little stir. And we're going to start the base of our sandwich off with some beautiful mustard. And I want to put a good amount on the bottom. And that's going to start that off with some really great flavor. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building my sandwich. And over here, I've got a little bit of a tray of meats. And in these meats, we've got some bacon and we've got some handmade pepperoni. This was made at the Old Time Meat Market in Riverview. Love this. So I'm actually going to start with a couple of pieces of my pepperoni on the bottom. I'm going to save the bacon for another layer. And then here, we went to visit our friends at Kurt Sausages in Moncton. Mom and I love visiting them on Saturdays. We love our little sausage sticker. Look at this, the little seal. And very traditional in the butcher's paper. Aha, I feel like I'm opening a present. The present of love from Kurt Sausages. And they make these amazing loaves. And I couldn't be more excited about this. We've got two kinds here. Okay, I'm going to get that up. They're sliced nice and thin. This is a meatloaf, a beef loaf, and it's got pepper, like peppercorns, pepper in it. So I'm going to layer one of those. And then we're going to come back to this meat in a second. This is like the meat on meat. So we do need to add a little bit of vegetable. And I love getting these pickles from Bix. These are called sandwich savers. I think at the French side. That's good. Little French and English lesson today. So these are sandwich savers. That's called alliteration for our English lesson. And these are a flavor of tangy dill pickle. I'm so excited. And thank you, dill, because look what they did. They already cut them into perfect sandwich slices for me. So we're going to put, and they're fairly big. I think you saw that. So I'm going to put one dill pickle slice for now, right? So this is what gets fun about this sandwich. I'm going to add another condiment at this point, and we're going to add a little bit of mayonnaise across it. Anybody that ever goes to like the sandwich shops, so there's some mayonnaise and a place across. Do you remember that Caesar salad that we did earlier? Well, normally I'd use regular lettuce, but I'm going to have a little fun. And we're going to use a little bit of this type of lettuce in here. And then I'm excited. The next layer of meat is going to be one of those loaf. This is like an onion loaf. So go to your local butcher. Get some of those really beautifully hand-done crafted meats. So I think you can see the layers building. So we need a little color in here. So we're going to add, and these, I have to say, I'm so proud. These are tomatoes from our garden. So Mom and I grew these tomatoes. They taste delicious. And some of them are still green. So we'll wait for those to get a little more ripe. And we're excited to be eating those for the next few weeks and having all those beautiful fresh vegetables.
Tomato sandwiches.
Tomatoes, Ravam, love a good
BLT.
fresh BLT, which we're not featuring today.
No.
So that would be a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. So we're going to add a layer of tomato now. And I made sure I cut those tomatoes nice and thin. I love tomatoes in a sandwich, but they can be slippery. It's like you bite your sandwich and your tomato slides out. It is, was laughing. It's happened everywhere in the globe, right? So we see this building. There's that beautiful layer of the tomato. So when I get excited here now, I'm going to put some of that smoked Gouda. So we need some cheese in this beautiful sandwich. And I'm just going to use smoked Gouda. We're only going to use one kind of cheese, even though I feel like I want to use two. One kind of cheese. So now we have that. We're going to put another layer of that, a little bit of meat. So for us here, we're going to use some bacon. And we're going to put 2 slices of bacon on that. Look how awesome. Dagwood would be proud of me from 1936 for this particular sandwich. So I got to find my other piece of bread. Okay. So on my other piece of bread that's going to top my sandwich off, I want to use a different condiment on that. So you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use a little barbecue sauce. The one time Michelle forgot to open the bottle before the show. Well, Erica, you did a good job sealing your bottle. Here's the good news. Michelle has a backup bottle of sauce. This will be one of those good ones. We've got extra sauce in an extra jug. It's not going to be the spicy sauce today, but there we go. We're going to put that barbecue sauce. That's a good one. Across the top of this piece of bread. And I'm just going to put it across just a nice thin layer because we don't really need a lot. We've got the mustard and the mayonnaise already in there. And then we've got this stacked on top. We've got pickles and look at this. Excited. Then the other thing I have here, I'm not going to put peppers in it, but if I was Dagwood, I might put olives.
Oh yeah.
I think in one of the cartoons, he puts a whole fish on it. I don't really think we want to do that. But what I have here is some really thinly sliced red onions. And I like to slice them super thin for my sandwiches because you don't want to be overpowered by onion. Then it kind of ruins your whole sandwich. So we've got some beautiful fresh red onions. Look at this crazy sandwich. I love it. Now, I think a real Dagwood would have one more layer of meat. So Mom's laughing at me. I'm gonna get my, there we go. We're gonna top that off with one more layer of a beautiful beef salami. And there you have it. I think I put my bread on sideways. There we have matching bread now. Welcome to a formal, and I can tell you, my mouth isn't really going to fit around that, but you're going to give that a good squish down and eat that. These sandwiches are often, they're mainly served cold. It's not a hot sandwich, but hopefully you will experiment with whatever fun things you would want. Some of my friends would be putting hot jalapeno peppers or banana peppers inside.
Joan would.
Joan would, Mom's saying Joan would. They would spice it up as you like. You definitely want 3 different condiments, a couple of different types of cheese, and at least 3 different kinds of meat to qualify as that great Dagwood sandwich. Now, in the cartoon, I think his are this high.
Oh yeah, they're huge.
But we're going to shrink that one down. So we've got that one. Mom's going to show you her finished grilled cheese.
There it is.
And then I'm going to get my peanut butter and banana one ready to do.
And it's always nice to put a couple of pickles on the plate with it too.
Right?
Yeah.
There's one there. You can grab right out of the drawer. Finish off your sandwich.
Oh yeah, I like pickles with my sandwich. Oh, it's a big long one. Good. There you go. It's all cheese is all melted. I had to pick a big piece out of the frying pan and I had to eat it. So what can I say?
That looks amazing, Mom.
Yeah.
But you know what I know you would usually have, and we should have them out? Mom loves olives with her sandwiches.
Oh, that's good.
And all the all the things we have here we don't have. That looks absolutely delicious.
And lots of times instead of I put cheese and some kind of cold meat. I like Montreal smoked meat or a piece of ham, cold chicken.
Or onions, thinly sliced onions.
Oh yes, I experiment whatever you like, stick it in there and eat it. You could put some red peppers in if you want.
Could. These are going to go in our Western sandwich.
Well, you can put anything you like in it. Experiment, and then some you like, they're okay. The rest you really love.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway,
that's a good one, Mom. Thank you so much for sharing grilled cheese.
I'll go and have a bite.
You will. We got to take a picture of that before you go eating it.
I always eat them. Stick it over here.
You can imagine I love food memories. And one of my favorite memories is coming home and coming up to the table, and my mom's has made me a nice hot grilled cheese sandwich with a bowl of soup. Maybe we played outside in the snow all day because snow is coming here in Canada for a few months, but it's a warm and it's such a great comfort food. And I can also tell you, my mother taught me how to make those when I was younger, as I was starting to learn to use the stove. So definitely get some more grilled cheese sandwiches in your life. So our last sandwich, or that's two sandwiches we're going to end on. This is what's called a Western sandwich. There's Eastern and Western, and it's a little bit of something that come over from the UK and then through the United States. So what they have in them, and I've got an egg. This is a really nice fried egg sandwich. So we have an egg that we beat up in there. Mom's gonna get the burner on.
Yep.
And what I'm gonna do, there we go. So in the Western sandwich, we're gonna cut up some peppers. Now, very traditionally, it will call for a green pepper. We're gonna use a red pepper, as you like, whatever your preference is. So we're gonna we've got we're gonna cut them up because we wanna put the pepper in with the egg to cook a little bit. So really, everything's gonna be going inside of that. And this is a sweet pepper?
Sweet pepper.
Yeah, versus a little bit bitterness of a green pepper. So the other thing that's very traditional and very important to go in is a little bit of onion. So we've got those onions. I'm just going to rough chop these very thinly sliced red onions a little bit. It looks really nice with red onion in it too. It's kind of showier. Makes your sandwich look pretty. And then of course, here in this bowl with the egg, we'll put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Of course, always good to have those condiments. And we're just going to give that a little bit of a blend together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this to Mom. And it's somewhat a little bit like making a little mini omelet that you're going to be doing this. She's going to let it fold out because we want to be able to put it into the sandwich. So this is simple. It's literally one of my favorite lunch things to have. I'll give you that one. And she's just going to fry that up. And we're going to assemble our beautiful Western sandwich. You can tell what we're going to be eating right after this. Very excited about. Oftentimes on Sunday, Mom and I get to enjoy the opportunity to have great food. We have our lunch already made, and we have stuff that we'll have for supper later as well. But I'm going to show you my favorite sandwich that I'm probably going to eat first when this show is done. So banana, one of the most consumed fruits in the world. So a little food smile. We haven't done one of those in a while. Love seeing our Zoom faces. And hi to our YouTube fans. We really appreciate going back and watching and listening to our episodes. It's a way for you to connect with us, connect with our food culture here in Atlantic Canada, but also an opportunity, I know, for some individuals that are learning English, you get to listen and learn a little bit more in English. And I love featuring other countries' foods. So I've got a new friend, Fatima. She's from India. And a good friend of ours, Atafi, from India. And they keep telling me they're going to help me experiment with some Indian dishes. So we're going to look forward to that coming up. So the peanut butter and banana sandwich is probably the easiest. I've toasted, though, some bread, and you can use whatever bread that you really like. Go to a local baker, or you can bake your own bread, but there's so many delicious local bakers. So our friends here at Nutsmith, I'm going to have to give them a call because I'm at the bottom of my peanut butter jar. I am going to use a smooth peanut butter. You can use almond butter. You could use cashew butter. But honestly, peanut butter is the traditional flavor for this. So, and I want a good layer of peanut butter. Let me be clear. Nice thick layer of peanut butter on both sides of your bread. This is where I joke and I say, use lots. Don't be saving any of the peanut butter. We just need to toast a piece of bread, right, Mom?
Yeah, where do you want this egg? On a plate?
I don't know. We're gonna need a piece of bread here.
Okay.
I'm in half. There's a knife right behind you. Oh. There we go. So nice thick layer of peanut butter. See that? And then with the banana, this is fun because we're just gonna cut the banana into thin slices. I'm gonna let them follow my board here. Nice thin slices of banana. And the funny thing is bananas can be a little slippery, but the peanut butter is sticky. So, but I do nice thin slices. But you want a lot of slices. I'm going to use probably a half a banana in this sandwich. The other thing that's really great is you have to remember peanut butter is really great for protein. So, and then your bananas for potassium and nice vitamins. So this sandwich is a very healthy sandwich. And I believe when you try it, you'll love it. I'm still waiting for Shinobu to make one of these in Japan and tell me what she thinks. So I said, I'm going to give her the demo. Now, you can layer as much. Look at that. Layer of banana.
I love it. I made it.
What did you think?
Yeah, I like. And easy.
Right, Shinobu? Easy, delicious.
Delicious. Yeah.
Shinobu and Mom said nutritious at the same time. Absolutely. And there you go. And everybody loves these. It's good comfort food. And I think sandwiches are that comfort food. And these are really good toasted, but they're equally as delicious if they're not toasted. So have some peanut butter and banana, or a Dagwood sandwich, or an Eastern or a Western. But please connect with us in Atlantic Canada Cooks and let us know what you think. Next Sunday, it's going to be a super unique feature because we're going to be at the Bucktouche Farmers Market. And I'm going to be cooking with a live audience. So, Mom, this is going to be our 4th year doing it.
Yes,
I love it. Mom actually usually gets to sit and enjoy watching.
I do.
And you mix and mingle with our live audience. So, but Louis from Deli Sur, Canada, is going to cook with me. He's now selling his amazing empanadas at the market. So there's a good Venezuelan sandwich as we're going to wrap up our final few minutes here. This is an empanada, which really is just putting everything in amazing dough, folding it up, and having like a hand sandwich.
It's delicious.
And they are absolutely crazy delicious. This one is
Bacon,
cheeseburger and bacon, and so inside of it's just like a cheeseburger folded.
yeah. I had mine yesterday for lunch. It was lovely.
Super delicious. So, many people, we use mainly bread today, but you can buy many types of wraps. Any of those lovely, delicious. These are some gluten-free wraps. I always watch how much gluten I'm eating. And any one of these sandwiches are delicious. So we've got our Eastern sandwich here. They would also be really good with the egg rolled up on a wrap.
Yeah. Yes.
So we just kind of want to show a little bit different way to do each of the sandwiches. So what I normally would do is I would heat this wrap up a little bit. And again, we just want a little bit of flavor on the bottom of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our bread to do it. But we would use some mayonnaise. I'm going to set my down. Mom, you've already got the bread here. That egg looks perfect. So Mom already has this on our first piece of toast down here on the bottom. You see down here? And then she's perfectly cooked that egg.
A lot of practice, a lot of years.
Right? And I had a very good teacher. So you see the nice grill marks. You can see a little bit of the brown on the egg there. It is absolutely great. And you can see, oh, it's hot. see the onions and the peppers all through it? That already has an amazing flavor. Traditionally, we just put some butter or maybe a little bit of mayonnaise on it. Absolutely not. So I'm just going to put a little bit of butter.
Yeah.
The one thing about these Eastern and Western sandwiches, traditionally, there's no meat.
No, that's right.
It is egg
And veg.
and vegetables. So an Eastern sandwich is going to have egg and cheese,
Oh, yes.
right? And then, or a little bit of cheese we put in it. And the difference is the Westerns, we add peppers.
Yeah.
So they're really kind of an interesting and simple because it's egg. I guess there would be meat. A little bit of ham often goes into one.
Yeah.
So you could use ham or something. We're going to make ours with no meat today. But we're going to add a little bit of cheese. So we're going to end off with this for our last and our most, not most delicious, because I think they're all going to be amazing. So we used 4 slices of that cheddar across. Let me get my,
Go the right way.
get it going the right direction. Oh my gosh, that's perfect because look at the egg. It's hanging over the edges. It's exactly how you want this sandwich. I'm going to turn it sideways. Look at all the chunks of egg hanging over the edge. Breakfast, lunch, or sometimes we say we're going to have breakfast for supper.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So we hope you've enjoyed our journey of sandwiches with us today here on Atlantic Canada Cooks. Tune in every Sunday. Watch us on YouTube. Again, next Sunday, we're going to be at the Bucktush Farmers Market. We're going to be talking about zero waste. We're going to have some unique recipes. We're going to keep those a surprise. I know that there's something very unique from Venezuela that Luis is going to be showing us.
Oh, good.
And we're excited because we're going to get to feed some people that are going to be able to eat right after we cook all of this beautiful food. And then in the rest of November, you're going to see me live in Morocco. So we're going to be excited to be on tour again and celebrating some more international dishes while I'm traveling. So happy Sandwich Day, right, Mom?
Right. Happy Sandwich Day.
I think for us, look, Mom, you can hold the two. That's good. Like the crazy Dagwood and the other one on the side, our beautiful fresh cucumber sandwich and our barbecue chicken sandwich. I am going to top that up with some Dunn Right sauce.
Where's my grilled cheese?
She's looking for her grilled cheese.
Oh,
The grilled cheese is over on the
on the
side.
table.
So we are going to eat well,
By the looks of things.
right?
Yeah. Well, this one here too.
Yeah. Well, you've got an extra hand. So there we go. From our kitchen to yours, please enjoy some healthy sandwiches with your friends and family this week. Keep on cooking. Be amazing. And please come in and see us every Sunday and enjoy some great time together. Thank you so much, everybody.
Happy eating. Thank
Happy
you.
eating. Exactly.